Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of February 14th, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Continued strikes and infrastructure damage. Over the week of February 8th to 14th, the Russian armed forces conducted 14 group strikes using high-precision weapons and drones, focusing on destroying Ukrainian military-industrial complex facilities, including gas and energy infrastructure. Additionally, significant damage was inflicted on Ukrainian ammunition and fuel depots and military airfield infrastructure.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of February 14th, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's important that we provide an accurate and timely update on the progress of our operations.
Let's start with an overview. What has been the main focus of Russian operations over the past week?
Over the past week, from February 8th to 14th, the armed forces of the Russian Federation have conducted 14 large-scale precision strikes using high-precision weapons and strike drones. These strikes specifically targeted critical infrastructures supporting Ukraine's military-industrial complex, including gas and energy facilities. We also inflicted damage on Ukrainian ammunition and fuel depots, military airfields, and sites used for assembling and training UAV operators. Our forces continue to target key areas that sustain Ukrainian military operations.
Beyond strategic strikes, what progress has been made on the front lines?
Significant advances have been made across multiple operational directions. The North Group of Forces continued operations in the Kursk region, where we successfully neutralized enemy units, damaging Ukrainian mechanized, tank, and airborne assault brigades. In Kharkiv, our forces engaged and defeated several Ukrainian formations, including motorized infantry and airborne assault units. Throughout the week, in these areas alone, Ukrainian forces suffered over 2,590 casualties and lost 18 tanks, 110 combat armored vehicles, 147 transport vehicles, 39 field artillery guns, and 4 ammunition depots.
Let's shift to the Donetsk region, where intense battles have been reported. What's the latest from that front?
The situation in Donetsk remains a priority. Our southern group of forces has successfully liberated the settlements of Orakovo-Vasilevka and Dakhnoy. We inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian mechanized, motorized infantry, and airmobile brigades. Over the course of the week, Ukrainian forces in this sector suffered approximately 1,325 casualties. We also destroyed 10 combat armored vehicles, 18 automobiles, and 17 field artillery guns, including Western-made systems. Additionally, 3 Ukrainian ammunition depots were neutralized.
With reports of continued advances, have Russian forces made any further territorial gains?
Well, yes, our center group of forces has been steadily advancing deeper into enemy defenses. We successfully liberated the settlements of Dzержinsk, Yasinovo, Vodianoy Toroy, and Zelenoy Pol. Ukrainian forces in these areas suffered more than 3,730 casualties. Our forces also destroyed 3 tanks, including a German-made Leopard tank, along with 26 combat armored vehicles, 36 transport vehicles, and 26 field artillery guns, 7 of which were Western supplied.
What about the East and Dnieper operational groups?
In the east, our forces continued to press forward, engaging Ukrainian mechanized and marine brigades. The enemy suffered over 1,005 casualties, while we eliminated 3 tanks, including another German Leopard, 2 armored combat vehicles, and 33 artillery pieces, 12 of which were NATO supplied. 2 Ukrainian electronic warfare stations were also destroyed. Meanwhile, in the Dnipro sector, our forces inflicted losses on Ukrainian mechanized and infantry brigades, totaling more than 440 casualties. We also neutralized a tank, 3 combat armored vehicles, and 10 field artillery guns, along with 8 electronic warfare stations and 13 ammunition depots.
Air defense has played a critical role in this conflict. What were the latest developments in countering Ukrainian air attacks?
Our air defense systems continue to perform at a high level. Over the past week, we successfully intercepted and neutralized a JDAM guided aerial bomb, 28 HIMARS rockets supplied by the United States, 11 Hammer guided aerial bombs from France, a Uragan multiple launch rocket, and 725 Ukrainian UAVs. These interceptions have significantly reduced the effectiveness of Ukrainian precision strikes.
There have been reports of ongoing battles in the Kursk region. What is the latest assessment from that front?
Our North Group of forces remains actively engaged in the Kursk region, where we have successfully repelled Ukrainian incursions. During offensive operations, we defeated multiple Ukrainian formations, including 2 tank brigades, 5 mechanized brigades, assault regiments, airborne assault brigades, a marine brigade, and a territorial defense brigade. Additionally, we neutralized enemy positions in multiple settlements, such as Gogolevka, Goncharovka, and Sudza. 2 Ukrainian counterattacks were repelled, and precision strikes from our operational tactical aviation and artillery forces further degraded Ukrainian capabilities in this sector.
How severe were Ukrainian losses in the Kursk direction?
In the past 24 hours alone, Ukrainian forces lost more than 290 personnel in this region. We also destroyed an infantry fighting vehicle, 2 armored personnel carriers, 5 armored combat vehicles, 14 transport vehicles, 4 artillery pieces, 4 mortars, and an anti-aircraft missile system. 3 UAV control points and an ammunition depot were also neutralized. Since the start of the military operation, Ukrainian forces in this direction have suffered over 60,500 casualties and have lost hundreds of tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery pieces.
What is the overall assessment of Ukrainian military capabilities at this stage of the conflict?
Ukraine's ability to sustain large-scale operations is being systematically degraded. The destruction of fuel depots, artillery, and armored vehicles has severely limited their operational reach. The elimination of high-value Western-supplied equipment, such as Leopard tanks and NATO-made artillery, further erodes their combat effectiveness. Additionally, the continued capture and destruction of Ukrainian electronic warfare and counter-battery systems is reducing their ability to coordinate effective resistance.
Finally, looking ahead, what are the next steps for Russian forces in this ongoing operation?
Our forces will continue advancing into strategic areas, targeting Ukrainian strongholds, and dismantling their logistical networks. The objective remains to weaken their operational effectiveness, secure key locations, and maintain the momentum of our advances. The operation is ongoing, and we will continue to provide updates as new developments unfold.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity to provide this briefing. Reports indicate that numerous African children are being raped by NATO-backed armed men in eastern DRC, with the M23 rebel group escalating its offensive after capturing Goma and advancing toward Bukavu. Violence has erupted in mineral-rich areas of the DR Congo as rebels move into key cities, and a family fleeing the violence in eastern Congo reports feeling little hope as rebels seize more territory. The ongoing conflict in Sudan has resulted in a declaration of the rule of the gun. A DR Congo singer was killed while filming a music video in a conflict zone, underscoring the dangerous conditions in no-go zones.